Well, first things first. I mean, I've been traveling. I've been with them all day yesterday. This guy here, like, he's been part of our party. But you had a bit of a run-in with a bug, didn't you? You was at the doctor's pretty much all day, haven't you? So you haven't been with us.
No, that I haven't been.
Yeah, but if you want, I'm happy to give a report on what happened yesterday. Like I said, I was with them, and I'm sure if
You
you
were
ask
with
some of my
them.
witnesses, yeah, I'm sure if you ask some of my witnesses, they'll point out a guy in a cowboy hat. So.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah, he just leads you towards the station. Walk on in. Tell the desk officer what you told me.
Sure thing. Those two guys that got in there, Hiro Hasegawa and Felina Skimperbell. I was with them between the hours of midday and 8 o'clock today before they went to the doctor's.
All right. So yeah, you're talking to the front desk officer now, the reception, like
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to give a
captain of the station.
yeah. I'd like to give a testimony regard and get these guys off the hook.
Off the hook. Hold on. We're having
Technical
we are
difficulties.
we have them here in connection with some very major things. You're saying you're in connection with it as well.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I would say that I can give testimony for where they were in relation to these major events. Like I said, I work with them at the circus, so it's pretty important that I keep an eye on them.
Okay, very well. Hold on. We're set up an investigation room then. We're going to bring those two into we're going to bring those two into separate investigation rooms, and we're going to have you as well. We're just going to hear what your accounts are.
Yeah,
to start
absolutely.
with. So yeah, he leads you to a room where you can sort of just sit down and get comfortable. Angelo gets to be there as well.
Yeah, I just get to sit around like this, very confused.
Angela, he just points finger at Angela and he says, "Like I said, I'm trying to do some good, Angela. So you just sit right there and let me do my thing, okay?"
So yeah, Hero.
Yes.
A guard walks into your cell hall.
Hey.
And says, "Mr. Hasegawa."
Yeah, that's me.
Right. We need to question you.
Ken? Wait.
Yes, in interrogation room.
Wait.
We have one set up for you. We've procured a lawyer for you.
Oh well, may I meet him or them?
He's in the investigation room.
Okay.
Oh boy, the thing I joked about happened.
I hope it's the rat guy that I came up with, which Neil would have no idea about.
I hope it's technically.
Well, Hero goes there.
Yeah.
He's ready to meet.
He looks like a lawyer.
Right.
He smells like a lawyer.
Yeah, he leads you. Yeah, you're led to an interrogation room. Just out of the corner of your eye, you can see that there are like, several interrogation rooms. One of the questioning rooms with the door closed, you can see through the window of the door. There's some. You can make out the distinct cowboy hat.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm pop collar.
But you're led into a different room where there is a we're gonna say we have a Birdman in a suit.
Harvey Birdman is sitting at law.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh. It's
I come from the year 2002.
Yeah, he perks up. He's sort of like a yellow eagle guy, I guess. Yeah, and
he's Big Bird.
Hello.
Hello. You're Mr. Hiro Hasegawa.
Yeah, that's me.
Right. I'm your public defense.
Hello, Mr.
What's your name?
I'm your public defense. I'm Zariah, attorney at law.
Chicken Little.
Zariah. Oh.
Zariah.
Oh, hello, Miss Zariah.
I suffer from psoriasis.
I've never been like this before.
Right. Well, they're going to come in and they're going to question you. And before they do that, we have time for counsel. So I need you to tell me exactly what happened.
Well, it's a long story, but basically.
I was born 20 years ago. My grandfather means a lot to me.
You think he's 20?
Yeah, no, he's 19.
Oh, I thought he was 20.
Right.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Actually, wait. But first, before, do you have to tell them anything?
No. This is completely
Okay.
confidential.
What? Well then, then hero go in detail that they were helping their friend. He doesn't actually say Dingo's name because he kind of caught
Yeah, that's
on.
fine.
All right. So yeah, what does he say? What's the
But
what's the
basically,
story?
he talks about how he and Felina snuck in, how she fell down, how he saved her by grabbing her tail,
All
how
right.
she got crushed, how they then after left to get to the hospital, and how they got in trouble, how Felina lied about him beating her.
All right. Yeah. So
And
you
then
tell the
and then
chief that
basically
you
yeah, he
went to
basically
you went to help your friend.
yeah.
And in the process of that, went to that part of the residential area and crawled into a house, and Felina almost fell down, and you
Yeah.
saved her. And then you left after injuries sustained from the fall.
Yes.
All right. All right. Well, what were you helping your friend with?
Crap, what do we say? He had a thing. He had a dude who was harassing him earlier today.
Okay, so you were seeking out someone who had been harassing him.
Yes, and we were gonna try and stop him.
Do not use that language when the guards come in.
Oh, why not?
Stop him sounds. It doesn't sound good. That's all I'll say.
Confront him?
That's better. Now, when you say you were now, and they were in the residential area,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay, and they were in. All right. Okay. Keep that
Yes.
between us. You do not say anything without my counsel, and
Right.
we should be fine. All right. So, switch over. Felina.
Hey.
I'll be back
Guard
next
walks into the medical area
Mm-hmm.
and says, Miss Scamperbell,
Yes.
you're needed for questioning in one of the interrogation rooms.
Were we able to do that somewhere else?
No, it's in this building, interrogation room.
Yeah, Felina just looks, nervous, but, agrees.
Yep. All right. So yeah, you're walking towards the interrogation room, and yeah, you can see. Yep. There's there's 2 rooms occupied, and you're being led into a different one.
Okay.
And yeah, you're sat down in there. The door is locked. An investigator, takes up a seat on the other side of the table. There are, 2 guards stationed here, and he opens up by saying, "All right, Miss Felina Scamperbell from Terrebonne. That sound right?
Felina nods.
Do you know why we have you held up here?"
I was gonna ask about that actually. So am I under arrest for something? Or I'm not really
Right.
sure the specifics of what's going on.
Right. Well, let me just clue you in on the seriousness of the situation. You and Mr. Hasagawa are being held for interrogation in connection with a few petty crimes across the city, a case of arson in the major residential area, and 8 deaths.
Hmm.
Felina's eyes, she actually gasps at that. Her eyes do bolt up. And I'm gonna say, not even as, a fake thing, just
Yeah.
sincerely, that is, shocking and horrifying news to her.
Sincerely,
She gives a
eyes
little-
pop out of her head like a Tex Avery cartoon. Sincerely.
8 deaths. Who?
8 deaths in the resulting fire.
What fire?
All right, you're not going to be playing dumb here today.
What's a fire?
We've been keeping track of your statements. We've been keeping track of your testimony. You have conflicted with other reports every single time. We have you down for a history as a liar. So if you try,
What are you talking about? Don't what? Because of him? Don't let him gaslight you. Don't play into his
No, a
game.
gaslight was how the fire started.
we received regarding
No, technically it was
regarding your accusations of Mr. Hasagawa's supposed mental abilities. Not a single soul at the circus has been able to corroborate. 2 of them
Well, they wouldn't,
flat-
would they? I
2
wouldn't
of them
want to fucking
flat
say.
out denied.
I mean, yeah, of course. I
Of course
would
they
deny
can't
it.
corroborate his mental powers. That's proof he has them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, I don't know
Now.
what you were trying to get at with that fib. But
Fib.
that
Fib?
but you need to understand now. This involves 8 potential murders.
Listen here, lady. You're
Wow,
in big
wow.
trouble.
So you better drop any act, and you better start speaking the truth.
Oh boy.
I don't know who these people are, how they died, or what fucking fire you're talking about. He had me go with him for a thing.
A
got
thing?
jumped. I don't have all the details. I don't know what he wanted.
You were there. What did you do?
I don't want to say, I do want a lawyer if we're getting into everything, other than, this whole afternoon I've been under duress. But all that happened was I got attacked, he broke my ribs, and then I left. I don't know, went to the hospital, and he was still with me, so I couldn't say anything.
That version of events doesn't line up with any other testimony we've gotten.
He's lying. I don't know what you want. That
It's
is
not just him.
I don't know what else you want. I mean, lawyer. I don't know what else to tell you. That's
Yeah,
literally
he shakes
everything
his
that
head.
happened.
He shakes his head, looks at the guard, and just says, "Cotton, immediately caught in a lie and lawyers up. Get her one."
I thought Dingo was going to be the one
Yeah.
to split the party of the Felina. Wow.
For the record, Felina did tell nothing but the truth there, I want to say.
Absolutely wrong. But okay.
This is literally the first Felina has heard of this fire.
You
Felina
did
has
not tell
always-
nothing.
That is
No,
actually
you did not tell
incorrect.
nothing but the truth. You said that Hero assaulted you when you were doing a thing.
Well,
And
Hero
has
did.
manipulated
Wait,
himself.
wait.
Hero
Hero.
assaulted me and him having mind powers.
Yeah, no,
No,
that's the lie.
no. Shush. Before this, Felina was lying, but in this the story she just gave, everything she said was at least technically true. Yes,
Listen,
Hero technically broke her
That
ribs.
that matters far. Even if that is.
I am going to say though, if you listen back to the previous recording, before you went to the hospital, Felina did react to the fact that there was a shitload of smoke coming out of that building.
Which she
Yeah.
did? When did that?
Yeah.
I don't remember this.
You listen
There
to
was
listen to the previous recording. It's on
There
it.
was smoke. Yeah, she
Oh,
did.
I thought you
Hero-
lit the fire
she and
after we
Hero-
left.
No,
No.
they walked out and told you to leave when a fire
fire.
started in that one house.
There was one fire.
Yeah.
Oh,
there was
I'd
one
like
fire.
to amend my statement then. I was saying
Okay.
that
Too
under the
late.
actual impression we weren't there for the fire.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
what was your actual statement to them? And also, are you not actually saying? So you're saying Hero broke your ribs, not that Hero assaulted you,
like
because that
how-
was the wordage
Yes,
you used.
I used the wordage "Hero broke my ribs."
All right.
Can't believe you're giving her a back out. That's mad.
And
Backouts.
but so yes, she specifically said
Back out.
Hero broke my whip. But so he led me to some buildings, and I got attacked. He broke my ribs, And then, I was told, forced to leave, go to the hospital, and behind us there was smoke. I don't know why.
Okay, so that's the story you're getting.
Yes.
They're fetching you a lawyer. Got it. Now then,
Yeah.
Dingo and Angelo.
Probably not so much Angelo though,
Well, I'm just,
unless
Yeah, I
think
Angelo's
I'm
going to be
sat-
character.
Well, Angelo's
I'm
in
just
the
sat
room.
at the back of the room. I
Somewhere,
imagine.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, an investigator sits down. There are two guards at the door, and he says, "All right, so we don't have a full name on you,
Yeah, it's just Dingo, unfortunately.
Dingo, mononym. Okay,
Yeah, like
And-
Madonna.
you're not from anywhere either. It appears.
Yeah, not from Hemlock originally.
Understood. Mind telling me which direction outside of Hemlock you're from? Can you name a country?
He licks his finger, puts it in the air, and then he points towards west.
All right.
Angelo makes the wind blow in
Okay.
towards
Alright,
But he makes it
West.
blow in all directions. Ah, shit.
alright. Western lands. Got it. Okay. And you gave your name as Angelo Elgato. He says, pointing
nods.
at. Yeah. And I understand you weren't present for the events of the day,
That is correct.
and you aren't from anywhere, or
Angelo, trying to think on his. I'm trying to think. Where did Angelo? I can't actually remember in character where Angelo had taken his name, and I think he just kind of answers broadly. Bronze Plains, just from out there.
all right. So not a city, just village in the Bronze Plains, gathering in the Bronze Plains,
Angelo nods at that.
unofficial. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he writes that down. All right. So we have Mr. Dingo, you said you could clear up some of the accounts we have gotten.
Well, to the best of my ability.
Would you mind giving me a rundown of what happened that day, of what happened today?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we returned from a bit of work that we had to do for the circus. Nothing related to the fire, I can guarantee you that, as can anybody else in the circus. When we arrived back, one of the staff members there, Erin the magician, she was being accosted by a man who called himself Grave Digger Mullen. Now, when we were able to get this man's attention, he, well, let's just say that the reason that he was there was for me. Now, the reason for why he wanted to speak to me apparently was related to some a slight of sorts that had happened with him a couple of years back. Now, because they are my employers, and as a good guy, I don't want to see anybody at the circus get hurt. Well, I basically told this man to head for the hills, and like I said, if you speak to Aaron, if you speak to anybody else at the circus, they can collaborate that. Now, obviously, because we don't want this man returning to the circus, and we want a little bit more information about why exactly what he knew and how he knew to come to the circus, we decided to do a little bit of investigation. First, we started off at an old dive. I can't quite remember the name, though, but I'm sure if you talk to the patron there, he could definitely say that I was there, and even Hero for that fact. And then he pointed us in the direction that apparently he were hiding out in a couple of unfinished builds, kind of on the east side, which is, as I imagine you can probably put together, that's where the fire started. And I'll say exactly how that happened as well.
You don't know how the fire happened?
No, I do.
You do?
Yep. So, we wanted to go talk to Gravedigger Mullen. He had locked himself inside one of the buildings, and, well, we knocked the door and tried to have a peek inside and couldn't get anything from him. Now, Old Felina and Hero, as they are wanting to do, basically decided, hey, what if we pop upstairs and have a look through? I mean, these guys aren't meant to be here. It's a building site, so, they don't have any rights. So what be the issue in popping upstairs and seeing what they're up to? Unfortunately, in that 20-minute scuffle, I have no idea really what happened to Felina nor Hero. I believe that perhaps maybe one of them had fallen through the roof and the other one tried to help them, because when I then saw them, both of them didn't look very well. Basically, the man who was inside the building, who was not Gravedigger Mullen, but was a colleague of his, basically chose violence and opened attack on these two guys. Now, of course, they are my employees and two friends of mine. I did not want to see them hurt, so I kicked down the door and went in to perform some self-defense. Now, the guy, the moment that he sees me, decides that, no, this is getting too hot. And, believe it or not, I managed to procure a little bit of fire magic.
Fire magic, you say?
Fire magic, yep.
Right.
In the midst to defend myself, I did shoot the guy and in the chest, and, well, he fell back. His fire magic went a little bit skew-whiff, and, well, basically I had a choice. I could either try and put the fire out, or I could save my good friends Hero and Felina. And, well, I'm sure you can guess which one I chose.
Right. So how did this fire spread to the other two houses?
Well, that's the thing. I'm sure the builders, if you asked them, they wouldn't tell you this, but a lot of them were drinking on the job. When we dragged Hero and Felina out of the building, and, you know, I told them to go to the hospital and fix themselves up, I have a look back and, well, them alcohol bottles have gone up like fireworks, and that caused the fire to spread. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. And why didn't you report this Gravedigger Mullen character to the city guard?
It just kind of leaves his teeth and he goes, well, the thing with the circus is that unless the rest of the city is going to be put at risk, we don't, you know, we try and keep things inwards, you know? Why have a security team otherwise?
So you simply came into the city and decided to take the law into your own hands.
Kind of shows his shoulders. Yeah, I guess I'm a bit of a cowboy in that respect.
Right.
Angelo is going to try and help, probably
Yeah,
not
go.
badly, but yeah,
Sure.
he's going to lean forward and says,
Yeah.
from what it sounds, it was an internal matter, a dispute between these two, and he's here reporting it now. We all took our scrapes in that.
Sorry, repeat that?
Angelo just kind of says he's reporting it now, isn't it? What it began as an internal matter, just a dispute he tried to keep simple between them two that got out of hand. But he's here talking about it now.
Right. So when you had gone to the residential area, you hadn't intended to start a fight.
Absolutely not. We wanted to talk them down. That's how we usually deal with problems at the circus.
You see, us at the circus, we're big believers in de-escalation.
Why did Angel start sounding like
I
Dingo?
was doing an impersonation.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
The
no,
cowboy
just like
way
that.
is
Listen,
de-escalation.
let me tell you, the only clowning around we do in the circus is on the stage, mister.
Right.
Now, unfortunately, I can't collaborate much of what Old Felina nor Hero have said since because, well, I had to go back to the circus, explain what happened, and pretty much the moment I did so, this guy turned up, which we haven't seen nearly all day, and I had to follow him in on the situation.
And can you attest that Miss Skimperbell is not being... Actually, would either of you two say that Miss Skimperbell has a history of lying?
Oh, this is
Look at each other.
You should see him lick his teeth. He looks at Angelo. He's gonna let him fucking fall on the sword for this one.
Angelo thinks the best way to put this and says she can be dramatic.
Wow. Hysterical women make such a big deal out of
Hey,
things.
if
Am
you
I
want
right,
me to call
guys?
your character hysterical woman, maybe don't play a hysterical woman. You never.
I understand one of our guards came to you with her claims of Mr. Hasagawa's mental abilities.
Well, I can't explain that one. I mean, I'd like to think that we get on pretty well as a party, but, you know, we have our differences, and certainly Hero and me and Angela, we pretty much have to mediate between the two of them. They got different worldviews, is all I'll say.
Now,
They do their job well, but they don't see eye to eye on certain matters.
now a
It's a bit-
discrepancy here.
It's like a combustion engine, you know. It's explosive, but it gets you somewhere.
All right. Well,
Sir, what's a combustion engine?
another discrepancy here. You said, you've stated that Miss Kemperbell and Mr. Hasagawa went into one of the buildings to investigate what was going on inside,
Mhm.
and had a fall, and then a violent confrontation with
Not-
a
now, I'm gonna
colleague of Mr. Gravedigger Mullen.
I'm gonna say that is me jumping to conclusions based on I heard a crash, and when I saw them, they were in the midst of a confrontation. All right,
With this colleague,
correct.
and this colleague was attempting to kill them or injure them, and
I think-
you upon.
I think
opening the door?
if the dice had rolled a different way that day, yeah, I think it'd be adding 3 more numbers. I think it will only be 3 numbers rather than 8.
And he had attempted to attack you as well, and that is when you shot him.
Correct, self-defense.
Right.
And like I said, Aaron at the circus can also attest to that.
Well, Miss Skimperbell failed to mention any person inside the building.
What I will say in Miss Skimperbell's case is that perhaps, like I said, if she fell through the floor, maybe she didn't see it. Maybe her bells were still ringing by the time that she came through, because when I was able to pull her out of that building, she was barely conscious enough for me to tell her to get to the hospital with Hero. All right.
According to Miss Skimperbell, she had arrived in the building with Mr. Hasagawa, and then Mr. Hasagawa assaulted her, broke her ribs,
Like
and
I said, I cannot.
following, and there was no mention of a colleague inside, of anyone inside there, causing any kind of confrontation. And then, after she had gone out with Mr. Hasagawa, who again she says broke her ribs, she claims that she was told to go to the hospital and leave, and that she saw some smoke.
Right.
What do you make of that?
Well, what exactly about my testimony doesn't line up with what she said?
Well, you were were you the one who told her and Mr. Asagawa to leave?
I was the one who told them to both go to the hospital. That's correct.
Right, and at the time, only the one house was on fire.
Maybe that's correct. Believe me, I wasn't looking at the house fire at that point. I
And
was.
She hadn't. But you said that after you shot the man, his
Mhm.
fire magic activated and started the fire, and it was at that point that you chose to, instead of put out the fire, to get Miss Hasagawa and Miss
Mr. Hasagawa and Miss Skimperbell.
Miss Skimperbell and Mr. Hasagawa out of the building.
Correct.
So they
I can
didn't
tell you
leave.
something about fire magic, which is that
So-
it's rather tricky and it's a rather tricky and dangerous thing to actually combat.
Right.
And
So
this
they
man
didn't.
isn't a firefighter; he's a guard.
So they didn't
Yeah.
leave the building. You rescued them from the fire.
Correct.
That doesn't line up with what she said.
Correct. But have you also not said that? But there's quite a lot of things in her testimony that hasn't quite lined up as well. Now, has there?
Yes.
And like I said, she wasn't really in any functional mood at the time, considering the fact that, as I said, I believe that she had fallen through the roof and hurt herself very badly.
Okay. So your belief is that Miss Kimperbell is simply confused.
Correct.
All right.
Bingo, you're going.
Being a typical fucking femoid.
So,
Oh yeah, it's so hard to try and get you off the hook while also being woke. Damn.
So,
Maybe I should just say none of that happens because she's a
Hero.
girl boss.
Yes.
Yes.
An
Gatekeep,
investigator,
Castle
along
Light,
with two
set the building
guards,
on fire.
walk into the interrogation room, where you and your public
Gaslight,
defender,
gasfire, girl boss.
your public defender, Mr. Zariah,
I will not say
Esquire.
anything.
Are sitting, and yeah, the investigator sits down and says, "All right, Mr. Hiro Hasagawa,
Yeah.
that's your name, right?
Yes.
Okay. You're from the island Anoth, just off the coast of Hemlock.
Yes, I am.
Okay. And do you know why you're here?
Well, you're detaining me.
Do you understand? And
You're under suspicions.
do you know why?
I plead,
Suspicions for what?
I plead the fifth.
No, not really. Like,
Yeah, Zariah leans in and says, "You need to tell my client what the charges are before commencing any questioning."
yeah, that.
All right. Very well. Mr. Hasagawa, you're under investigation, along with Miss Skimberbell, with regards to several petty crimes around the city, including theft, including multiple thefts.
Never. I would
Arson
never.
within the major residential arson or fire or negligent fire starting within the major residential district, and 8 deaths.
What? What?
Yeah, Zariah just looks at you as if like you like he doesn't know if you failed to mention this or
This is the first I've heard of this.
first you've heard of 8 deaths in a
Yes. Yeah.
Every fire
Like-
I start
Alright.
usually kills way more people.
fire.
The
Well-
Great London Fire, that was me.
I'd like you to give me your version of events then. What happened that day?
He looks at the man who he's
Yes,
defending
Zariah.
him.
Yeah, Zariah.
Does he not? Does he not?
Yeah,
like
Zariah leans in and says, yes, yeah, Zariah just leans in and just says, "Tell them the truth."
Okay. Well, you see, so me and Felina, we were going there.
Oh,
Um,
we're going
yeah.
there.
We're going
Yeah,
there.
no, we were going there to assist
Basically,
a
your lawyer
friend.
told you to tell them the truth, insofar as it pertains to the incident at the housing district.
So, oh fuck!
Yes.
Wait, what? Hero is like, wait, what does that exactly mean again?
As in,
This is my favorite anime.
don't offer any. You don't need to mention any non-relevant information. Just give a straightforward version of events.
Well, me and Felina went there to the houses.
Okay.
Yeah, and we were. Hero looks at him. It's like, should I tell him about that? Why we were there?
Yeah. Zariah leans over and says, "My client was there on personal business
Yeah,
involving other parties that we may not be able, that we don't know if they would want to disclose."
yeah, sure. But anyway, as we got there, we encountered a dude. Yeah, sure.
Right. A dude.
Well, yeah, we encountered a man who attacked us, and he's the one who made crushed Felina's ribs. I tried to save her, but everything kind of went a bit.
It's up. Is the legal
Heads-
term, I believe.
Yeah, a bit all over the place. not great.
So there was a scuffle.
Yeah, there was a scuffle,
All right.
and I tried to help, and we both end up badly damaged, and we go to the hospital.
And when did the fire start?
Probably after we left.
No, no. Sweet. You did see it.
Oh no.
You did
I
see
think
the
it's.
smoke coming out of the building.
I did see the smoke coming out of a building, but they were out away from it, right?
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
They were told to leave.
Yeah, we were told to leave. We weren't, so we left.
Okay. And what this confrontation you had with the man inside the building? What? Can you go into detail as to what happened there?
Well, it's just specific. I guess.
Can you
Hero
remember
could-
what happened a week ago, Sweden? Be very specific in your
No, I'm
recollection.
trying to think of. I'm trying to think how in universe how to explain it. If Hero is just gonna rabble on how the combat went in play by play, or not. No. No, like Hero said, talks about we went in there. She fell like catched her. He fell on her, stuff like that. Tried to take her out, and God, I don't actually know myself what to actually say for this to make sense.
Weird question. Have you and Snake left the roll 20?
No, I'm still
Oh,
recording.
No,
weird.
it's Roll20 just does that sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you are.
Yeah.
So yeah. What is Hero's version of events?
Basically, it's close to reality, but
Pretty much
He
just
doesn't-
what happened.
yeah.
Are there any details you would leave out?
Well, he would try and leave out the specific details like names. Because he doesn't
Okay.
know if Dingo is involved. Like maybe the fact that he's not really saying. He's saying all he says is that they went there to help a friend with. Like they said earlier, he doesn't say that they went to deal with him, but rather went
Yeah.
to confront.
Yeah. To confront a friend, someone who had been harassing your friend.
Yes.
And also so your version of events would go that you had attempted to go and talk to them, and in the process,
Yes.
Felina got injured. You tried to save her, and then the man inside the building attacked you.
Yes.
And then, what do you say about how that was handled? Like, do you mention your friend Dingo or your friend walking in and getting into
Maybe
an
you could throw me
altercation,
under the bus.
shooting the man?
That's true.
Like,
No, he just went that he was told to leave, and that's the last thing he knew.
So okay, but you would then have to mention that, like, you were told to leave by who? Like by
I was
By-
told to leave by by Dingo.
okay by the
By
per-
my dingo.
yeah by Dingo who had come into the building upon the
Yes.
altercation after the altercation
Absolutely.
and
yes.
held him off of attacking you. Then
Yes.
all right, but you don't mention specifically shooting him.
No.
All right. So yeah, the investigator taps. All right. Well,
Man, this guy's going to be making a Danganronpa style comic book after this.
Miss Skimperbell has claimed that you have extrasensory abilities.
They're on sale right now.
Extrasensory abilities?
Snake, I
Yes.
got them all.
Oh.
Abilities to influence the mind.
I haven't
Oh.
watched the anime yet, though.
No, I don't.
You can miss it.
You deny it?
I've been told the opposite.
I can't
I'm
influence
feeling
anyone
sure
else's
you can
mind.
miss it.
Yeah.
All right. That lines up.
That is 4 outside of my scope of abilities.
Very well. Miss Skimperbell, would you say that she's untrustworthy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Short answer yes. Long answer
Well-
yes.
Well, he
But
tries to
Ari's
help.
so misogynistic.
Zariah leans in and says, he doesn't have to answer that. You don't have to answer that, he says, looking at you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have to answer. Yeah, it would be a shame, but because
Oh my
even though
God.
she had, even though she
You
had,
don't have to answer. You don't have to answer. This is
Oh.
is purely character. This is purely character. That's not that's not within the scope of the events. You don't have.
Oh, okay.
And
Sweet.
yeah, the investigator just crosses his
Hero
arms.
just loves incriminating people. It's his favorite thing
I hope
to do.
Hero
I mean,
keeps
it's-
up this
it-
thing of whenever he's asked a question, just think back to what his lawyer taught him. I don't have to answer that.
It is. I mean, Sweet kind of did the same thing when he played. So basically, whenever Sweet plays like a teenage boy character, he just rats people out.
Oh no, I do.
Yeah, that's what
Is
JJ did.
Is that what Swede character energy actually means? It's just the ability to rat people out.
But
I mean,
JJ
I
is
thi-
more of an idiot.
Yeah, no, JJ was a naive. He was a young buck.
Is
And you-
Hero not an idiot?
No, your friend.
Hey.
Your friend
He's optimistic.
that was being harassed. Does he go
Dingo
by the
Lane.
name Dingo?
Hmm?
Does he go by the name Dingo, your friend? that you're
Yes.
helping? Okay.
That's the name I know him by.
Well, right. We have him in the other room.
Oh.
He
Oh.
wants us to bring him in. And they bring in like a cart. They bring in like a big dog with a
Now,
hat on.
he mentioned that he had brought you along to investigate by yourselves a potentially dangerous criminal gang
Oh no. Yeah.
headed by a man named Grave Digger Mullen. Does this sound right to you?
Great Digger Mullen. Yeah, that was the name of the guy.
Okay.
Nick Mullen from Chapo.
And he says that when it came to the altercation within the house, that you and Felina that he believed from what he had heard that you and Miss Skimperbell had fallen down through the roof, and
Yes.
that perhaps the man inside had attacked you. Then,
Yeah.
according to Dingo, while you and Miss Skimperbell were vulnerable, he walked in and intervened, and in the ensuing scuffle, he pulled a gun and shot the man who was attempting to harm you.
Yeah,
in
no.
self-defense, and in doing, you remember this happened.
Now you mentioned it. Yeah. Yeah.
I remember a
hearing
loud
gunshot.
noise.
And he also says that the man had fire magic on him, and that after being shot, the fire magic went wild and started burning the house up. Does that sound right
Okay.
to you?
Hero. Let's see. Did Hero see the fire as he left?
Zariah points out, says, "You said you just saw smoke." He says he's whispering to you.
Yeah. No, I just saw. Yeah. No, I did see smoke, so that could line
You
up.
saw smoke once you were outside,
Yes, I did see smoke when I was outside. So and
and
you
then
know where's
Dingo
the?
told you to leave.
Yeah. No, he told me to leave before I left. Went outside.
Before you were,
I'm pretty sure the Hero was pretty.
So you went outside, and then
Yeah.
a fire must have started, and then Dingo
Yeah.
told you to leave for medical attention.
I'm pretty sure Dingo said to tell. No wait.
If you
I'm
want
pretty
me to remind you, Sweet, like this isn't me like gaming. Yeah, genuinely, Dingo said to him, "Take Felina to the hospital."
Yeah. No. Like he said that before the fire started, right?
No, he said it while the building was smoking because
Yeah,
you,
Okay.
yeah,
you and
you
Felina
had-
pointed
yeah,
out what's
yeah,
for the fire.
You had
Okay,
left
no.
the building while he was fighting the guy, and then
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. That lines up. Sorry. That's not Hero's bad. That's my bad. I forgot.
No, that's
I forgot the
Alright,
specific
okay.
order.
So So you're basically truthful in that the order.
Yeah.
That yeah.
Yeah.
So right. Well, it's interesting. Miss Skimperbell gave much the same testimony regarding that order of events, but Dingo seems to disagree. Dingo has stated that he shot the man, and that activated fire magic, which quickly spread through the building, and that he rescued you and Felina from the fire before telling you to leave.
Yeah, that sounds right, I guess.
That sounds right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Roll charisma, hero.
Yeah.
Oh God, not
'Cause-
charisma.
Okay. Oh
Hero is
no.
bad at charisma.
You sound very unsure about that.
Excuse me, I've been through a lot today. I've been accused. I've been
Every
accused of.
day. I got beat up.
I've gone through a lot today. I just got beat up and oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, my client is being truthful as he can given the circumstances of his arrest. He's been under stress. If he stumbles his words and can't recall exact order of events that happened within a life-threatening situation within the span of under a minute, you can't. And of under a minute, that's absolutely believable. So, hero, why don't you just collect your thoughts?
Okay, sure.
Right. So, he simply asked if, after this dingo had shot your attacker, if you can recall the attacker bursting into flames, or the house bursting into flames, and Dingo rescuing you, or if you had left the building as the altercation was happening.
Oh, we left the building. I remember that.
All right. So you left as the altercation was happening.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. He writes that down, and then Zariah says, "Yes. See, my client has been cooperative, and it sounds like your problem is testimony with these two other lot."
I'm gonna say if Dingo goes to jail over that tiny of a technicality, this is fucking bullshit. I'm gonna hire Snake's lawyer from the other campaign.
Nice.
Hire Davros.
So yeah.
Oh wait,
Okay,
yeah.
that is-
Never mind. You were in that party.
So yeah, Felina.
Wasn't it?
A lawyer is brought in. He's just a human.
Yeah.
That's
I,
all right, Mr.
shake his
Bell?
hand tentatively.
Right. So, I'm going to be honest with you. There have been two other testimonies given that are conflicting with the testimonies you've given them so far.
I mean,
Oh my-
I said everything that happened. I just
Technically, 3 testimonies if you take in Angelo's character
confidential.
witness.
This is confidential. I just need you to tell me the truth. Does Hiro Hasegawa actually have mind-altering abilities?
made me break into that building for him. And Felina's just gonna start like sobbing. And sort of like inconsolable sobbing, like against the
You don't
against the lawyer.
understand. He's a
Alright,
big,
alright.
strong
Miss
man.
Skimperbell, listen, I understand you've been under a lot of stress, but just please tell me the truth.
I did tell you the truth.
Felina.
Mr. you believe Mr. Hiro Hasegawa has mind-altering capabilities.
And Felina sort of like sniffles and looks up at him, and she says, "I don't know what all his powers are, or where they come from, or how they work, or what
cool.
exactly he can and can't do. But
Good vague posting.
I know he has powers, and look, the stuff I since meeting him, I never even left home before. I didn't want to be out here. I've been doing all sorts of things against my will.
Miss Skimperville, what I need to know is, did this man assault you?
Assault me. I mean, he hurt me. He broke my ribs.
Did
he
he
yanked my
assault
tail.
you?
I'm not. You're the lawyer.
I need to know the truth. For your benefit.
I told you literally what happened. He grabbed my tail and broke my ribs.
Okay. So that's not necessarily an accusation of assault. Very good. And regarding the psychic mental abilities he may or may not have, you simply don't know.
Just a scared woman.
Yes, you simply don't know. You're out of your element.
I'm just a scary little
Felina just
pecan.
rubs her arms. I just want to be back with my boyfriend. I want to go home. I miss my mom.
That's right.
Neo, I feel like
That's
you could edit this
parallel.
episode into those YouTube videos of interrogation of interviews and just the man's voice keeps cutting in as you can see from my body language. He doesn't quite know what he's saying.
It's okay, miss. You I guess you will be with Mr. Hasagawa soon.
And you know nothing of how that fire started.
The interest make you do it.
And yeah, at that, Felina's eyes sort of widen again, a really haunted look, and she just shakes her head.
Right.
And
So-
then she asks the lawyer, did 8 people really die? Who?
It appears that way, yes.
Who were
Eight
they?
deaths. 1 death in the building that you were describing to the investigator. There were 3 deaths in another building and 4 deaths in the last.
And who did it? How?
That's what they're attempting to figure out. There's another investigation room. I was able to confirm that a colleague of yours by the name of Dingo is being questioned. And so the investigator is going to come in, and he's going to run through your version of events, and he's going to draw it against Mr. Dingo's version of events.
I mean, I hardly know him. He's done stuff with Hero. I try and not
Whoa, what?
What?
be involved. I don't know what he and Hero
What?
want or were trying to do. I'm not.
This fucking cat.
I don't know anything.
He seems to spend a lot of time with Hero in a
how-
tent on their own.
By the way, how old is Felina?
I
he?
turn 19 in a week.
No, I was asking out of character.
Oh yeah,
Okay, so
she's 18. She
she's
turns
18.
19 next
Gotcha.
week.
Okay. Alright, okay. Now, alright. So you just need to
Oh, is
be-
this still see about trying her as a minor?
you just need to be truthful. You need to
You're gonna
if
go to
there is a
baby jail.
conflict between your testimony and Mr. Dingo's, you need to explain why that conflict may have arisen. And just try to keep your calm and understand that you were simply out of your depth. And try to let go of any. Don't attempt. All you want to do is be let free and be able to walk back to your homestead. You don't need to. You do not need to bring anyone else into this or say anything about anyone else's character or anyone else's actions outside of as they pertain to the events of the day and what they ask. Do you understand?
Felina nods her head.
Okay. We're ready. So yeah.
This is about to become
He,
the prison.
So yeah, and by the way, ironically, this lawyer's name is Bird, Byrd.
But he's a dog.
human. He's a you,
Ironic.
Mr. Bird. So yeah.
Perhaps if they do the fusion, they all together become a bird man.
So, yeah, the investigator comes back in and says, "All right, Miss Skimperbell, you have your lawyer. We have some testimony that we'd like to run through with you. Now, in the testimony you gave, you stated that you and Mr. Hasagawa had arrived at the major residential area, and then went that you were compelled in some way to go into one of the houses, and there was some altercation involving you and Mr. Hasagawa. Mr. Hasagawa broke your ribs, and then you both left the building, and after seeing smoke coming out of it, you were told to leave and go seek medical attention."
Felina, sort of like nods her head.
Okay. Do you know a dingo?
Not well.
Many dingoes.
Not well, right.
Oh, wait a minute. Come on.
Mr. Hasagawa had tested that you and he had accompanied Mr. Dingo to the major residential area in an attempt to confront a man who had been harassing Mr. Dingo.
I don't know about all the details of, why they wanted, but yes, I
By the name
went
of
with Hero there, and
Richard
Dingo
Holland.
was there too, I think.
Okay, so Dingo was there too. Understood. Now, in Mr. Dingo's testimony, he had mentioned that he had heard you and Hero had gone to investigate this building that you believed a colleague of Gravedigger Mullen may have been inhabiting illegally in an attempt to confront, and in the process, you both fell down. He says it sounded like you both had fallen down, or some other incident, and when he had opened the door, you were in an altercation with the man inside the house. You had failed to mention a man inside the house.
I
From your
mean, it was
testimony,
real dark in there.
from your
I'm not
testimony,
entirely
it was
sure.
just you and Mr. Hasagawa.
I don't know if there was anyone else in the house. It was very dark in there.
You don't know. It was the middle of the day.
There weren't lights.
There were windows.
There were windows.
Oh no, it all happened fast. I just went in.
Both
And
Mr.
then-
Dingo and Mr. Hasagawa have stated that there was a man inside the house that attempted to attack you and Mr. Hasagawa.
I don't
And-
know, maybe there was. I guess there could have been.
So, Mr. Bird leans in and says, "My client has been under much duress. She's not from around here.
She's a woman.
She's not from around here.
She's a woman.
She's out of her element. She was in a high stress situation. If she can't recall that many specifics, that's to be expected. And I would ask you to please consider her state in your questioning, sir." Yeah, the investigator just pinches the bridge of his nose. Okay. So you're not denying. So you're simply saying that you do not know if there was another man, but that if the other two attest that there was, you wouldn't say that you wouldn't deny that there was.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And regarding the fire, Mr. Dingo claims that when he entered the building, you were in an altercation with this man, and that this man was going to attack you and then attack him, and in self-defense, he pulled a gun and shot the man. I'm assuming this is all part of the blur to you.
Yeah.
Well, again, according to this testimony, the man had fire magic on him, and that and shooting him had caused the fire magic to set loose, and start burning the building down. Then Mr. Dingo rescued you and Mr. Hasagawa, and from the inferno, and had you go seek medical attention.
Look, the last thing I remembered was having my tail be yanked and having him crash down on top of me. And then it all kind of went dark, and the next thing I remember was I was on my back, and I remember someone saying to go to the hospital, and then Hiro was like shoving me towards the hospital with him and like half carrying me. That's all I remember. I faint a lot. You can ask the
Yes.
medical guy.
Saw him
Miss,
say.
we're not sure
And
you're
the medical
thinking.
record.